Imagine stepping into a time machine and landing in Norwood Park, Illinois, in the mid-1970s. It's a sleepy suburb just outside Chicago, where the streets are lined with modest homes, kids pedal bikes until dusk, and neighbors swap small talk over white picket fences. At 8213 West Somerdale Avenue, John Wayne Gacy blends in like he was born for it. He's 36, a heavyset guy with a wide, toothy grin, running a small construction outfit called PDM Contractors. He's married to Carol, a sweet woman who keeps the house humming, and he's stepdad to her 2 young daughters. The guy's a local fixture, throws backyard barbecues, hires teenage boys from the block, even dresses up as Pogo the Clown for kids' birthday parties and charity gigs. He's the kind of neighbor you wave to without a second thought, the one who's always got a cold beer and a loud laugh ready. But beneath that cheerful mask, there's a darkness festering, a secret so grotesque it's about to turn this quiet corner of America into a horror show. Gacy's life looks picture-perfect if you don't squint too hard. He's got a knack for winning people over. Chatty, generous, the type who'll fix your leaky sink just because you asked. He's proud of his family, adores Carol, spoils the girls with little treats, and when his teenage son from his first marriage, John Jr., needs a place to stay, he opens the door wide. The neighbors love him. He's the guy who keeps the community tight, organizing block parties with burgers sizzling on the grill and polka music blaring from a beat-up stereo. But there's an edge creeping in, a shadow nobody wants to name. Carol's been muttering about strange things lately. Odd smells wafting up from the basement, a sharp, sour stench she can't place. John brushes it off with a chuckle, says it's the damp crawl space under the house, maybe a busted pipe or some dead critter. She buys it, mostly because doubting him feels ridiculous. He's too good, too normal. Still, the cracks are there if you know where to look. By 1976, the shine's wearing off. Carol's patience is thinning. John's temper flares more these days, sharp and sudden, like a switch flipping. He's gone for hours at a stretch, coming home with flimsy excuses about late jobs or bar runs. Money's tight, too, tighter than it should be for a guy with steady work. He's tossing cash around at the local tavern, buying rounds like a big shot, but the business isn't raking it in like he claims. Word's trickling out. He's hooked on gambling, dice games, and card tables, eating up more than he's got. He owes heavy to some rough types, the kind who don't take IOUs lightly. And then there's the boys, young guys, teens mostly, drifting in and out of his place at all hours. Neighbors raise eyebrows, but John's got a grin and a story ready. They're employees, kids he's helping out. Nobody digs deeper. They don't want to. That's when the vanishings start. It's subtle at first, easy to miss in a world that doesn't always care about the lost. Take Timothy McCoy, 16, a runaway Gacy picks up at a bus station in January 72. He's a scrappy kid, looking for a meal and a bed. John offers both, and Timothy's never seen again. Then there's Daryl Sampson, 18, gone in 76 after a late-night chat with Gacy about a job. Gregory Godzik, 17, a PDM worker, disappears in 77, his car found abandoned. And on December 11, 1978, Robert Piest, 15, a local pharmacy clerk, tells his mom he's meeting a contractor, Gacy, for a gig. He walks out into the cold night and vanishes. These aren't high society kids. They're the ones who slip through the cracks. Runaways, hustlers, boys with nowhere else to turn. Gacy knows that, banks on it. He dangles promises, work, cash, a couch to crash on. And they trust him. He's a dad, a boss, a clown. Safe, right? But the air's getting heavy in Norwood Park. John Jr. has been off lately, jumpy, avoiding his dad's eyes. Carol's talking about leaving, says John's not himself anymore. That basement smells worse. Thick, rancid, like death seeping through the floorboards. Gacy's still got his excuses. Rats, plumbing, anything to wave it away. The cops are circling too, nudged by Robert's mom, who won't let her boy's case fade. They've got Gacy's name from an old assault rap in 68, but he's slippery, untouchable. Still, there's this gnawing feeling, a chill you can't shake. Something's wrong at that house. Something big, something evil. And as the snow falls thicker, It's all about to crack wide open. Winter's clawing at Norwood Park by December 1978, turning the streets into a frozen maze of shadows. The disappearances are piling up now, a grim roll call nobody can ignore. Robert Piest is the spark, 15, bright-eyed, gone after meeting Gacy on December 11th, but he's not the first. James Hawkinson, 16, vanishes in 76, chasing a fresh start in Chicago. Michael Bonin, 17, drops off the map in 77, last seen near Gacy's turf. Billy Carroll, 16, a street kid with a hustler's edge, disappears in 78. One by one, these boys, teens and young 20-somethings, blink out like lights, leaving parents clutching photos and cops drowning in dead-end leads. Gacy's still strutting around, though, grilling steaks, pouring beers, acting like the king of the block. But the panic's spreading, and it's starting to stick. The community's unraveling piece by piece. Parents are locking doors at night, something they never bothered with before. Kids whisper about the creepy clown guy down the street, trading rumors like ghost stories. Gacy's still got his fans. Guys at the bar who slap his back, neighbors who shrug off the gossip, but the vibe's shifting. Robert's mom is a bulldog, hounding the cops daily, saying her boy met Gacy and never came back. They're listening now, digging into the contractor with the big smile. They tail him, watch him cruise around in his black Oldsmobile, that clown costume tossed in the back like a sick joke. He's cocky as hell, spots the unmarked cars and waves, invites the officers in for coffee, chats them up while that basement stink curls through the house. They're suspicious, but he's a master at this game, deflecting with a grin and a shrug. The cops are piecing it together, slow but steady. Gacy's name keeps popping up. Robert worked a job tied to him. Gregory was on his payroll. Darryl was seen at his place. They pull his record. Back in 68, he did 18 months in Iowa for sodomizing a teenage boy. Should have been a red flag, but he slithered back into society, built this perfect little life. Now they're watching him 24/7, and he's feeling the heat. He's drinking heavier, whiskey neat, not just beer. Popping pills to keep steady, rambling to barflies about pressure and misunderstandings. His wife's gone, moved out with the girls, and John Jr. is barely around, ducking his dad like he knows something. On December 13th, they get a warrant, nothing major, just a peek inside. They find handcuffs in a drawer, ropes coiled in the garage, a stack of porn stashed under the bed. Odd, creepy, but not enough to lock him up. That smell, though, it's a wallop now, sour and thick, rising from the crawl space. Gacy's got his line ready. Furnace trouble. They leave, but they're not done. The neighborhood's a powder keg. People who cheered pogo at parades are locking eyes with him across lawns, wondering. Kids who scarfed his hot dogs are steering clear, scared of the guy who used to make them laugh. The cops tighten the net. He's speeding around town, yelling at nobody, unraveling in plain sight. Then, on December 21st, they strike gold. A witness places Gacy with Robert that night, outside the pharmacy talking work. They haul him in, and he's a mess. Sweating, fidgeting, spinning yarns about business deals and misunderstandings. His hands shake as he lights a cigarette, that cocky grin slipping. The cops lean in, asking about the boys, the smell, the late-night visitors. He's dodging, but they've got him cornered. That house, ordinary, suburban, with its neat lawn and cheery paint, is screaming now, and they're about to rip it open. December 21st, 1978, and Norwood Park's air is electric with dread. John Wayne Gacy's in custody, slumped in an interrogation room, still trying to play the charming everyman. Cracking weak jokes, offering coffee to the cops like it's a social call. But they're not here for pleasantries. They've got probable cause, a witness tying him to Robert Piest, and a warrant to tear his house apart. They roll up to 8213 West Summerdale with a full crew. Detectives, forensics, shovels in hand, and a gut feeling that's sinking fast. Neighbors cluster on sidewalks, breath fogging in the cold, watching as the cops file in. That smell hits them at the door. Sharp, putrid. A wave of death nobody can deny. Something's under there, and it's not a busted pipe. They head straight for the crawl space. A tight, dank pit beneath the house, barely 2 feet high, all dirt and shadows. Flashlights sweep the gloom, and the ground looks wrong, soft, uneven, like it's been worked over. A cop jams a shovel in and it sinks too easy. Then they see it. A bone, small and pale, poking through the mud. Another nearby, then a ribcage. The team freezes, nobody saying a word, just breathing hard. They dig deeper, and it's a horror show, bodies everywhere. Skeletons tangled in the dirt, some still in shredded clothes, others half-rotted into the earth. Gacy's in that cell miles away, pacing like a caged animal, while the count climbs. By nightfall, they've got 10, then 15, then 20. They keep going, pulling 26 from that crawl space over days. Young guys, faces gone, lives erased. He's cracking now. They confront him with it. 26 bodies under his damn house. And he's babbling, admitting bits and pieces. Says some asked for it. Blames drugs, fights, anything but himself. But the cops aren't swallowing his garbage. They match names: Timothy McCoy, Daryl Sampson, Gregory Godzik. Kids who worked for him, trusted him. Robert's not there yet, so they check the garage, the backyard. 3 more turn up, buried shallow. 29 total, and the house is a slaughterhouse. Gacy's sweating through his shirt, eyes darting. As they ask about John Jr., he shrugs. Won't say if his own son's down there. Just smirks like it's a game. The news breaks, and it's pandemonium. Reporters swarm, neighbors gag. Families collapse outside holding photos of their boys. The ID process is slow, brutal. Dental records, scraps of fabric. Anything to give these kids their names back. Some match, Timothy's jacket, Gregory's keys, but 5 are just bones, no faces, no stories. Gacy's a ghost now, not a neighbor. People who ate his food are retching at the thought. The cops brace for more. Robert's still missing, and Gacy's dropping hints about other spots. The community's a wreck, trust shattered, and that house stands like a tombstone, whispering secrets they're only starting to unearth. By late December 78, the crawl space at 8213 West Summerdale is a mass grave, 29 bodies pulled from its grip. But the cops aren't done. Robert Piest is still out there, and Gacy's smirking like he's holding aces. They widen the search, dredging the Des Plaines River where he dumped bodies when the crawl space ran out of room. For more surface, bloated, broken, dragged up from the muck. 33 victims total, a number that turns your stomach. Gacy's locked up, flipping between confessions and denials, a mess of sweat and lies. But as the tally climbs, the real question gnaws. What kind of man does this? What drives a father to bury his own son and 32 others under his house? They crack his skull open, figuratively at least, and it's a cesspool. Gacy's spilling now, says it started with John Jr. in 72. His son knew about the gambling debts, tens of thousands owed to bookies who'd break legs for less. John Jr. threatened to talk, so Gacy silenced him, strangled him, dumped him in that crawl space, the first of many. From there, it's a spiral, luring boys with job offers, booze, a couch to crash on. He'd choke them, sometimes stab them, bury them to keep his secrets safe. Psychologists swarm in. He's a narcissist, a control freak, a predator who got off on power. That clown suit? A sick prop to reel them in, make him look harmless. But those debts, they're the fuel. He's drowning in them, gambling away cash he doesn't have, killing to dodge the fallout. Justice moves fast. By early 79, Gacy's hit with 33 murder charges, the biggest serial killer case Illinois has ever seen. Families of the dead are a mix of fury and ruin. Some get closure, like Timothy's mom, who IDs his shoes. Others, like the parents of those 5 unnamed boys, are stuck in a void, clutching faded Polaroids. They pack the courthouse, faces etched with grief, demanding he pay. Gacy's lawyers push insanity, say he's got voices, split personalities, but the evidence buries it. 33 bodies, witnesses who saw him with the boys, his own twisted words. Cops unravel his double life. Contractor by day, monster by night, all to keep the bookies off his back and his ego intact. The trial's coming, and it's about to crack the state wide open. March 1980, And the Cook County Courthouse in Chicago is a pressure cooker ready to blow. John Wayne Gacy's trial is the story of the decade 33 murders. A clown costume, a house turned charnel pit. He's smug at first, lounging in the defendant's chair, spinning tales about voices in his head, claiming he's not responsible. The courtroom's a zoo, families of the dead crammed in the benches, reporters scribbling every word, Gacy staring out like he's untouchable. Prosecutors lay it bare. He killed John Jr. to bury gambling debts, then kept going. 33 boys, lured with promises, strangled or stabbed, stuffed under his floorboards or tossed in a river. Witnesses pile on. Survivors who escaped his handcuffs. Neighbors who saw the boys come and go. After 28 days, the jury's done. Guilty on all counts, death penalty. The gavel slams, and it's a howl of anguish and triumph rolled into one. Gacy doesn't flinch, keeps up the act through years of appeals, painting clowns in his cell, taunting the press with half-truths. Families get no peace. Some bury sons with names, like Daryl's parents, who clutch his old jacket. Others visit unmarked graves, 5 boys still lost to history. His execution comes May 10, 1994. Lethal injection, no remorse, just a mumble about taking secrets with him. Norwood Park's a ghost town now, that house razed, but the stain lingers. 33 lives gone, a father's betrayal, a debt that cost everything. Gacy's story is a scream in the dark, proof the monsters might be the ones pouring your beer.